Hey everybody, I'm John Granado. That's Josh Jordan. You can hear us on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. You can also see Josh's work at sportsmaphouston.com. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet so you get all of our content here at SportsMap HOU. Dan Clark, if you don't know who this guy is, I'm not a big fan. He's been so anti-Astros, saying stupid stuff over the years. This year, he kind of changed his tune about the Astros cheating. He was so anti-Astros. They're not cheating anymore, so can we stop, okay? They're just really, really good. Now he's kind of changed his tune, though, about the Houston Astros, saying, well, wait a minute. Maybe it's not just about cheating. Maybe they're a bunch of chokers that they should have accomplished a lot more than they have. He points this out. And you tell me where you are, Josh. In 15, ALDS, they choked against the Royals. Agree or disagree?
No. I mean, this was the baby Astros. I think they took a step that year that we didn't would expect would happen that quickly. And then they ended up losing to the World Series champ Royals, who beat the Mets 4-1 in the World Series. So, no, I don't think that's a choke job.
They overachieved. They didn't choke.
Right.
Carlos Correa came up, mid-season, and, and here they are in the ALDS, well before, just coming off a 300-loss seasons just a couple years. So, stop already with that was a choke. They missed the playoffs in 16. Okay, actually against the Rangers, they did choke a lot. They couldn't beat the Rangers that year, and they didn't make the playoffs. In 17, he says, well, they cheated. That's why they won.
My argument would be, well, at least they won while cheating, unlike the Dodgers who lost while cheating.
Yeah, and by the way, they won at Dodger Stadium. They beat the Dodgers in Dodger Stadium in Game 7 and Game 2. So they didn't cheat in Dodger Stadium, so stop already, all of you. In 18, they lost to the Red Sox, and he says that's a choke.
I don't buy that. Go back to the cheating thing here. You lost to the World Series champs who we found out got punished for cheating that year? That's a choke job?
They were so much better at cheating that year. That's why you lost. They beat you at cheating, okay? So let's stop. And I don't even want to talk about the Red Sox. That's all. They didn't. That wasn't a choke. They lost. In 19, arguably they choked.
Yeah, I'm okay with 19. I think that's the best roster we've seen with the Astros. I think, and we know how that series played out. We think they should have gotten that one done.
Well, they come home. They lost the first two at home, 1-3 in Washington, and then lost the last two at home.
Yep.
Yes, I can certainly see where they should have been better. They should have been better. In 20, COVID year, they lose to Tampa Bay in a 7-game series when they were down 0-3, came back and won 3 games and lost the last game to Tampa.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. Like you said, they were behind. Nobody thought they were winning that series. You didn't have Verlander. You didn't have Jordan.
They had a losing record during the regular season.
That's not a choke.
Not a choke. Not a choke. In 21, they lost the World Series again. The Braves were just better. Period. Yes. The Braves were really, really good.
Yeah, and you lost McCullers in the playoffs. You didn't have Verlander once again. I mean, you were trying to, put it together without your best guys.
Yeah.
They weren't as good as the Braves that year.
No, the Braves were better. They were just better hitting, better. Now, the bats did shut down. They did not do what they were doing for most of the season. But the pitching, like you said, Framber was your ace, and I mean, it was not their year. That's all there was to it. In 22. Ring. Can't hear you. Ringing in my ears, okay? That's two rings in 6 years. And then this past year, that was a bit of a choke job, if you want to know the truth. They were better. I don't know that they were better than the Rangers, but they beat the Rangers up. They went to their ballpark and they won like they were supposed to. But it's still inexplicable how they played at home.
Well, I mean, what the Rangers spend like $500 million over the last couple years to compete with the Astros. They finished with the same record, and the Astros went down 0-2 in that series. I mean, it was amazing that they were able to get back in it and take a lead. So calling it a choke, I mean, they were down so early. You could look at it either way. They were at home with a 3-2 lead, win 1-2, and you advance. You could look at it as a choke that way, but you could also look at it, like I said, you were down 2-0, and a lot of people thought the series was kind of over until they went on that run in Arlington.
Yeah, okay, hyperbole aside, the word choke aside, Should they have accomplished more than they have over these last 9 years? And my answer would be yes.
Yeah, especially 2019.
Yeah.
You know, when you had Verlander and Garrett Cole and Greinke, I mean, they should have won that year. That's the one that really sticks out to me.
Yeah, absolutely. They should have won that. I don't know about 21. This year they should have been in the World Series. I do. I think that. I think they should have been in the World Series this past year. 15, forget about it. That was great. Just doing what they did. 17-1. 18, Boston was just cheating better. I mean, honestly, yes, they should have. But listen, how many teams right now in Major League Baseball would trade with what the Houston Astros have accomplished over the last 9 years?
All of them would.
Every single team.
In a split second, all of them would. And this is just the national media. These guys had just been waiting like, ha, you finally didn't make it to the World Series. We're going to pile on. Finally didn't make it to the World Series. You're not supposed to go to the World Series every year.
My deal is this. The stat that the Phillies have been around for 141 years and have been in the postseason 16 times, and the Astros have been around since 1962 and have been to the postseason 17 times, tells you about this organization. It's great. Shut up, Dan Clark. Shut up.